Most business partnerships never work out. It almost never makes sense to partner with somebody else when you go into business. I do have friends that have businesses together and it works out perfectly fine, but for the most part, I've seen more people that I know when they go into business partnerships that it does not work out more than it does work out, almost all the time. And I'm going to tell you 4 reasons today why I'm going to convince you to probably never partner up when starting a business. Okay, so the first thing here, when you partner up with somebody else, it's likely going to be a friend. That's what most people do. They start a business and they call their friends. They're like, I'm starting this business, because they're insecure about the business. They think that they might fail. They don't know if it's a good idea. So the first thing they do is they grab for people around them. It's usually family or a friend, and they say, hey, I'm thinking about starting this business. If you're interested in it, maybe we can do it together, right? And it's because they don't want to go alone. It's the imposter syndrome. They don't want to go by themselves because they're scared sometimes that if they go by themselves and they fail, it's all on them. They feel like they need help. They feel like they need someone else's guidance to carry the hard load of being a business owner, but that never usually works out. The first thing here, why it doesn't work out, is because it's unequal output. Unequal output means one business owner is working his face off or her face off. He's working every single day, 10 hours a day. He's grinding. He's doing everything he can, and the other business owner is out taking vacations, relaxing, maybe not even working 40 hours a week. And this business owner over here who's working his tail off is saying, hey, what's going on? Why are you not working as hard as I am? I'm over here sweating and grinding every day, and you're just taking it easy. Why? How can you do this to me? This is not right. This is not equal. We have an unequal output for our 50-50 ownership. Most partnerships are 50-50, and a lot of times business owners feel like they're cheated on the equity percentage that they got in the business. So that usually happens with the owner saying, I'm going to quit, I'm going to start my own, and I don't want you hitched to my wagon because you don't work hard enough for me. Nobody's a hard enough worker for that guy. And then the other guy's like, what do you mean? When we started this business, we said we wanted freedom, being a freedom as an entrepreneur, being financial freedom. I'm enjoying the freedom that came with the risks that we've taken. Why are you so upset with me? There's more to life than work. And those two things just hit each other and they grind, and nothing really gets resolved until there's a breakup and both the business owners go their separate ways and they go out on their own or whatever happens. But there's an unequal output in this scenario. Number 2, the owner drug a friend in the business, and the friend went into the business because he has FOMO or she has FOMO. That's fear of missing out, right? So a friend approaches you, they say that this business idea, usually they're a somewhat charismatic person, and they're talking about how great the opportunity is, how much money they're going to make, the freedom, what it's going to look like, and all that. And the other friend's like, man, I want some of that. Yeah, I want to be a part of that show. Let's go. Let's start the business. But what is often overlooked are the challenges of that business. And if that other person even wants to be involved in that business, did they actually want to be involved, or do they care more about the money? That they actually think about the day-to-day operations, what it's going to look like, how long it's going to take for them to get to that dream point that they were talking about. Usually it is the owner quitting, that other partner quits, or they're just like, hey, I don't really like this. This isn't what I thought it was going to be. We're not having success as fast and all that stuff. And, at the end of the day, they quit, or they say, hey, I don't want to do this anymore. And then the person's stuck. They're stuck where they're at, and they eventually quit. So the owner drags the friend in. The friend says, why am I doing this? And then they quit. The third thing here is there's a disagreement on money or cash flow. What that means is one owner wants to take every money that they make, all the profit, and they want to invest it back in. They're saying, we need to commit. We need to put that money back in the business so we can blow it up. And then the other owner is like, that's fine and everything, but I would really like to, that $10,000 cash flow we have, it'd be really nice if we could split that $5,000 each and go live our lives and have some extra money. So there's an unequal amount of what people want to do with what finance. There's an expense that one owner doesn't like. There's always something, a disagreement with money. And those owners butt heads for years and years until one of them says, I'm fed up, I'm done. Okay, so you have to be on the same page if you're going to go down this partnership. And a lot of times it's really hard to even think about those scenarios at the beginning. And those things come up and then they butt heads and then the business dissolves because there's a disagreement on money or how to spend the profits, where to put the expenditures and all that. So the last thing here is it's purely a loser mentality when things get hard. Here you'll see an owner pointing a finger at the other owner. They're both pointing fingers. Well, we're not successful because of you. We'd be more successful if you would do this. We'd be a lot more successful. I would be a lot more successful if I didn't have him dragging me back. Here, we have no humility to look at our own situations and our own improvements and our own shortcomings of who we are. No, what we're doing is we're pointing the finger at somebody else. And what happens is both point the finger at each other and they quit and they start their own businesses. And they're like, why did I go into partner with that person? That person was holding me back the whole entire time. That wasted 5 years of my life because I partnered up with that business owner. We've all heard that story. We've all heard the breakup story. And let's be honest, when there's a breakup, there's fault on both sides. It's never really one-sided, even 1% the other side, So it's never one-sided. Loser mentality is pointing the finger. If you have two people that are humble enough to say, look, this is what I need to improve on, and the other person says, look, this is what I need to improve on. The issue is it's very hard to find that partner. That true partner that you can count on, that true person that you could be in your corner, that's going to work as hard as you, that's going to be committed as long as you are, that's going to understand money and where to spend it, how much to take out, and all that stuff, and also has a mentality that when things get hard, that they're going to stick it out and they're going to have that positive attitude. A lot of people think that they have it, and they say that at the beginning, but when the going gets tough, you see who gets going, and a lot of these people will quit on you. So what I'm trying to tell you is that if you're really wanting a partnership, you should ask yourself, is this really something that I need, or is this something that I want because I'm going at it alone? I do a lot of mentor calls with people, and so many times they're saying, I just need a mentor. I need somebody to help me out. I need somebody on my side. And you don't need somebody on your side, okay? Because a lot of times people aren't going to believe in your dreams as much as you are. And a lot of times you're going to have to convince somebody to be in on your dream when they're not going to share that dream with you. It's very lonely in entrepreneurship. It's lonely at the top. I don't have that many friends that also own businesses that I can confide in, and that's okay. And when I started my business, I didn't have anybody I could call and ask it for advice for. Very few people. And the people that were able to ask advice from, they were busy running their businesses. So you have to understand that it is going to be lonely, it's going to be challenging, and it's going to be scary, but you got to commit to it, and you got to go for it. And don't make the excuse, I just need a partner. You don't need a partner. You need yourself. You need commitment, and you need to work your face off. And when the money starts coming in, you alone have direction on where you want to take your company, and you don't have to run it by somebody else, and that is the ultimate freedom. The ultimate freedom is having a business that you own, operate, and control. So my advice for you is at almost all costs, avoid having a business partner today.